Budget Committee and Energy and Commerce Committee. Buddy Carter, Congressman, welcome back. The profligate spending this government has already undertaken has sent inflation spiraling out of control. What will trillions more that Mr. Biden and his socialists are pushing do to Americans who are already suffering under Mr. Biden's inflation tax?
Well, what it's going to do is to throw gas on the fire and make it even worse. Now it's going to be hyperinflation. Look, inflation is nothing more than a tax. And who does it impact the most? It impacts the working class, the seniors on fixed incomes. That's who hurts the worst because of inflation. Everything is going up now. We look at the price of gas. You go to the gas pump. Now all of a sudden you're paying $20, $30, $40 more when you fill your gas tanks up. The single mom trying to make ends meet, who has to drive to work every day, sees her money just being eat up through inflation. This is something that all of us are feel, and that impacts everyone. But especially, as I say, the working class, especially those seniors on a fixed income, they feel it worse than anyone. And it's not just in petroleum, it's everything. Food is going up. Everything that we know of is going up. And it doesn't look like it's going to slow down either.
Congressman, give me on a percentage basis, how much of Mr. Biden's socialist spending goes directly into government's hands rather than the people's hands? Give me a split there, government versus the people.
Well, there's no question about it. The vast majority goes into the government's hands as opposed to people. Look, we're not going to realize, the average citizen is not going to realize the benefit of this. Where Joe Biden gets that this is going to be a tax cut, I mean, this is ludicrous. I really question whether he is lucid or not. I really question if he truly believes this, we are in big time trouble. There's no question about that. I mean, we've heard him say it. Oh, there's no tax increase, and this is actually a tax cut. Well, make no mistake about it. What the Democrats are proposing is the highest tax increase that's ever been proposed in this country.
Well, Congressman, you know, when he leans into the camera and he starts getting really whispery, and then he goes from whispering in his creepy little voice, and then he starts shouting. Then you know you can believe him, right? Yeah, sure. The Pentagon is now confirming that nearly 450 Americans remain stranded in Kabul in the hands of the terrorist Taliban. Now, Team Biden has been lying to us consistently about the number of people they left behind. How frustrated are you that you and your entire party of Republicans, you're powerless to stop all of this anti-American activity being done in Washington like this, by leaving our people behind?
Yeah, the worst foreign relations debacle in the history of this country. No question about it. I mean, here we have an administration that actually left Americans behind enemy lines. That's unheard of. We've never done that in America before. And yet the Biden administration wants to say that it was a great success, our withdrawal from Afghanistan. It was awful. It was terrible. And it's unbelievable that the American people, that some of the American people anyway, would accept this. No one should ever accept this. We should never leave one American, much less 450 Americans, behind enemy lines.
Well, Congressman, it's 450 now. But remember, last couple of months, these private contractors have been going in there doing the job that Biden the incompetent boob was incapable of doing. So it was likely over 1,000 Americans he left behind, not to mention the thousands on thousands of vetted Afghan allies. Last question. Conservatives have been angry with His Eminence, Dr. Fauci, because of his chummy relationship and funding of communist scientists and their gain-of-function research that likely produced the China virus. Now, that same party that likes to slaughter babies in the womb is also very upset with Mr. Fauci over his funding of these sick experiments on beagle puppies. How much longer do you think Americans will be forced to endure Dr. Fauci, the highest paid man in government?
I have been calling for his removal, for his firing for months now. He should be fired. This is just the latest episode of what has been a consistent pathway of this man absolutely misleading Congress and performing at a level that should not be accepted by anyone in government, much less the highest paid person in government. Look, I'm a beagle owner. This hits home, literally. Not only that, but gain-of-function research. You know, Einstein said years ago that the only thing more dangerous than ignorance is arrogance. Gain-of-function research is nothing more than research arrogance, and it has no place in our society. We should not be funding it, especially not to be used on puppies, on beagle puppies. Give me a break. This guy, he should have been gone long ago.
Mad scientist is how I classify gain-of-function research. Congressman Buddy Carter, always a pleasure catching up, sir.